Hi BookTube, this is Kelly and thank you so much for watching Books I'm Not Reading. This is my Monday check-in video, an opportunity for me to tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life, but primarily an opportunity for those of you who don't have your own channel to share what's going on in your world and what's happening in your situation and how you're dealing with it and what's going on. So please leave those, feel free to share any thought in the comments section. I mean, if you want to just tell me what you're reading, that's great. I love hearing that too. I've gotten some great book recommendations. I can't buy any books this year. That was a deal Jason and I made to really focus on reading from our own personal library this year. So I'm making a list. I've started adding, I think I have a new shelf on my Goodreads channel that's like 2021. And one of you told me something that you really strongly recommended, and I cannot find that comment. So I'm hoping that you will reach out and tell me again what it is I should be reading next year. But yeah, so if you'd like to share what you're reading, if you'd like to share your thoughts on the state of the world, anything, it's fine. But I just want to give you a safe place to do that here. For people who are content creators, of course, you can leave a comment as well. There is also the coronavirus quarantine and coping tag created by the Poptimist. Jason and I did that video actually on Saturday. I edited out about 10 minutes of ranting from that video, and this morning, the first thing I did this morning was watch Jay Shay's version of that tag, and I'm going to link to Jay's video down below. Jay is stressed and fully admits that there's still a lot of pleasure in his life. He still is working, he still has to go to work, he can't work from home. And so yeah, just what him talking about his experiences and in a way that only Jay Shay can do. So, but Jay, I think we all agree with you that none of us we personally will not be the same when when this is over, when we emerge. I'm not really sure exactly what the outcome is going to be. But yeah, so anyway, Jay Shay did a great version of that tag, and I would encourage content creators to do that tag as well. Or again, find a place where, even if it's just a community post of how you are, so that the people who watch your channel, aren't suddenly like, oh, I haven't heard from that person for a really long time. What's going on? I also wanted to mention Brian from Bookish in his Saturday Hodgepodge video exposed Jason and I to the world of marble racing, which is just a totally wild thing. It's so strange. I can't even begin to articulate the fact that we're watching these marbles race around this super elaborate track, and cheer, and the next thing you know, you're cheering for a marble. The commentator is talking about the marbles as though they're deciding which way, inside, outside lane, outside track, inside, whatever. Like they're making, like the marbles are somehow like making decisions. And like I said, the next thing you know, you're cheering for one of the marbles, and it's so weird, but it's also completely diverting. So I will link to that down below as well, or at least the channel that Jason and I have been watching, because the production value is off the charts, which is probably why that channel has over 800,000 subscribers. And you can also get merchandise to go along with all the different teams. It's a phenomenal world. I did manage to finish a book this weekend, which felt so good. my TBR that I made for this quarter has just been it's just kind of a disaster, and it's probably the first TBR that that I've had that is really going to go off the rails from what I said I was going to read to what I actually read. So I may just come down here and read a few pages from a bunch of books and decide what I think I can handle right now in the moment. But it was a wonderful feeling to finish a book, and I will talk about that in my Friday Reads videos. I'll talk about the book I finished. Speaking of reading books, The Guardian posted an article that Jason told me about, and so I'll link to that as well down below. And they interview Penelope Lively, who's the author of this book, Moon Tiger, which won the Booker Prize. I actually really like this book. Jason read it and did not, so I guess this is one of the few books we really disagree with. I used to have a book club in Missoula, Montana, excuse me, and we read this and that, so that was a fun experience. But anyway, so Penelope Lively she's all alone in her house, and she's been connecting to her grandchildren over something like Zoom or Skype, I'm not sure what. But she's been reading Alice in Wonderland to them. And she thinks that people are really reaching out to classics right now, and that people they want a really good book. Which I'm not sure. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm looking over at my TBR, if I'm reaching out to classics. I don't know exactly. However, this article in The Guardian talks about how the sales of Penguin books are up by, I want to say like 68%. I should have had it queued up. I'm so sorry. But anyway, I found it shocking. Ebook downloads of War and Peace are up 84%. Sales of The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, that can't be a Penguin classic? Really? Oh, I'm so old. Anyway, Of Mice and Men have risen by more than 140%. Now, The Outsiders and Of Mice and Men, I mean, those are pretty small or slim books. So I guess that doesn't surprise me that much. But War and Peace, I was like, I'm not sure I don't think we own War and Peace. I'm pretty sure we don't. And so I'm not sure that this would be the moment that I would turn to that. Although, if I wasn't working, I could see myself going, all right, I have all this time on my hands. Like, what's the book that I thought I would never get to read until I retired, or that kind of thing. And so, yeah, I find that really interesting. Although, I was sharing this information with Rainey from Rainy Day Reads, and she said there was recently a picture that's been running around Instagram. I'm not on Instagram, sorry. That's been on Instagram of Kate Middleton, and apparently she has a stack of Penguin classics next to her on the desk. So that could be contributing to this phenomenon as well. But it is an interesting thing, and I especially wanted to tell Rainey about it because she did read War and Peace earlier this year, which I was pretty blown away by. So yeah, that's kind of my world, and I'd love to hear about your world. I have so loved connecting with some of you. I mean, I would like to connect with all of you, but like some of you have been able to have some more in-depth conversations on Goodreads. So again, be sure to ask me to be your friend on Goodreads. If you're following my reviews but we're not friends, please feel free to, like, I don't know, remind me, send me a note, something like that, so that we can connect that way. Anyway, BookTube, remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and stay safe. I'll talk to you soon.